What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is December the 24th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So as far as data points, not a lot, so no real substantial ones. And the market does close early today in lieu of Christmas tomorrow. So Merry Christmas to those that celebrate. So just don't anticipate any crazy volume today, especially like I said with a reduced day. But futures are looking a-okay. So futures right now, NASDAQ up 0.27, S&P up 0.08, Dow is down slightly 0.02. You see a lot of volatility, but generally it is ready to move higher in my opinion. So this has been largely wrong. So the fear and greed index has been portraying it as extreme fear and fear over the last 2 weeks. So I think that this has been very much just canceled, broken for a while, because every single stock that I'm going to be talking on today is just full on greed mode. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, but one thing that I am going to say as a prediction that is going to happen today is a lot of heavily shorted stocks. You're going to see shorts just closing out the positions in anticipation of just a couple days off, right? So usually you get that on long weekends. So I feel like today will be the day where just a lot of squeeze stocks go up abnormally, and that's just them returning. That's just my prediction. But moving on, SoFi, it is up slightly. No news, no SEC filing, so just piggybacking off the broader market. 12.77% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 135.92 million shares. Yesterday's shorts did increase around 1.2 million shares, which was kind of breaking the trend. You can kind of see that right there for whatever reason, but I think still generally they have been getting their asses kicked over the last little bit, and that's why they've been returning quite a lot. But still something to kind of take note of, and they are trying to test the waters and test the support levels and stuff like that. But right now with it at $15.69, it is right below this pivot point. So $15.71, definitely need to watch for SoFi to get above that. In my opinion, I think that's going to be easily done. So just watch for that in the short term. Flip side, $14.71 will be a strong support. Flips or next stock moving on, ticker LAES. So no actual news associated to them today. So the reason why it is up is just piggybacking off of yesterday's. And like I said, it's heavily shorted, so I feel like that's going to play a very big part in it moving higher today. So this stock has been a very interesting stock. So I actually did bring this up in one of my videos on the top 5 most heavily shorted stocks. And since then, it has gone up quite a lot. So yeah, definitely something to kind of take note of. But aside from that, 59.21% of the free float is being shorted. So even though some people are saying that this is a squeeze and it going up, that's actually not the case. Shorts have actually been increasing their position, especially yesterday. So today could make for a very interesting day. Like I said, just the premise of having a squeeze, but 9.85 million shares overall are being shorted, and the DTC is 0.49. So even if you see everything get squeezed out, based on the volume, it wouldn't really do all that much. So again, just do your own due diligence at the end of the day. With it at $6.22, next target could be that $10 range, so $10.23. So again, that would be a pretty good ROI just based on these levels, and might be a good benchmark on potentially where it could squeeze. Moving on, ticker is AMPG. So no actual news associated to the company today. Last news was associated to them closing their direct offering, which is kind of interesting. But aside from that, it's just very speculative. So as I've mentioned in the past, this normally you don't see speculative plays really moving higher, but big money seems to be really gravitating towards everything that I'm talking on, so it's worthwhile to take note of. But aside from that, 10.69% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 1.04 million shares. Reason why it went up yesterday is because shorts have been returning quite a lot over the last 2 days. So that's obviously, in case you don't know, shorts returning adds buying pressure. So given what I've mentioned earlier in the video, I would anticipate more of a continuation of shorts returning. So just be aware of that. Right now with it at 304, it is trading between this R1 and pivot. So 232 is going to be a strong support. I don't really see that being touched at all today, so I don't see today somehow flipping to a red. Flip side, $3.11, $3.60, and then $4.39 are going to be the next strong target / resistance points. Realistically, depending on how much it moves up, I could see it trading between this R2 and this R1. Probably not enough to be above this R2, but what do I know? Next stock I want to talk on is DRCT. So it is up 23% this morning, 900 yesterday. So this one has my head scratching because honestly, for the life of me, I could not determine exactly why it is going up. There was a couple of Form 4s that did come out recently. No actual news. It's kind of crazy. So unless there's some other just indirect kind of piece of news that's really moving it higher, I'm not really aware of that. One thing that I did look at just to see if this company had any toxic debt, because you might see this type of move, let's say if there was some convertible aspect, but even based on their last prospectus, their debt seems to be very much against having convertible kind of subjects to it. So yeah, honestly, that's kind of a good thing overall. So it is a lot of dilution, but it's just straight up common stock. So kind of a good thing, not to praise the company or anything, but 24.99% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 799.26 thousand shares. So when it did go up significantly yesterday, you had shorts following suit. So shorts doubled the hell down yesterday, so it went from roughly 8% short interest to where it is now, so 25. So today could make for a very interesting day as well, so kind of just stay tuned for that. It is above all the key fib levels, so I'm not even going to be bothering to really go over that, because yeah, right now it is trading between this pivot and this S1, so just watch for 551. Ultimately, I guess, to be a strong support if it does pull back. Flip side, if it does gain some more traction, then $11.42 will be that next strong target / resistance. Last but not least, CREV. It is up 195.63% today. No actual news associated to them today. Yesterday, after hours, they did put out that they closed the 25 mil financing. So that seems to be the basis of why it is moving higher, which is kind of crazy. But then again, market cap of 7.29 million, you typically do see these kind of excessive moves. It's not heavily shorted, so that's not going to play a part in it today. So 4.97% of the free float is being shorted. But just generally looking at what shorts have been doing, I'll show you this right here. They are definitely in it. They're back and forth all the time, but as far as them consistently staying in, trying to suppress it, doesn't seem to really work in their favor. So yeah, I think in general, it'll be a very interesting day, but it seems to be big money is getting into all of these stocks. And I kind of mentioned in the past how over the last little bit, there has been more market rotation from money markets into equities. So I feel like these are the individuals or entities out there that is really propelling a lot of the spec stocks higher, more than, and kind of unjustifying this right here. So I don't think anyone's complaining, but if you always like to follow what big money is doing, these stocks I'm kind of mentioned are what they are focusing on. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing I wanted to share with you, pop over to my Patreon, link in the description below and also the comments. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.